Life is a competition. Everyone is a participant in it, but not everyone is a winner. Even if you don't want to be involved in the competition, you still are, because we are always surrounded by competition. But what breeds it? Comparison. Since childhood, we've been learning to compare and have always been compared by others. At school, for example, if you get B and your friend gets A, this would automatically mean that you're somehow worse than your friend. And this is when competitiveness came into play. We always wanted to be taller, smarter, stronger, and we always wanted to be the winners. But many people say that comparing yourself to others is a bad thing. Of course, it is reasonable to say this, because when you compare yourself to others, you always put your mind under stress, saying that you're worse than someone. And this anxiety you get when you always tell yourself that you need to be better. You need to be better than someone. This is really a problem. But would you believe me if I said that there is a way to use comparison and competition for your self-improvement? What do we need to do for this? Do not compare yourself. That is overall a worth of yourself as a human being. Instead, you can compare your work to the work of others. And how to do that? Many people say someone is better just because they are better, but they do not pay attention to their work, to their approach. And let me give you an example from my own life story. In kindergarten, when I was a child, I once drew a picture of nature. And it was some kind of competition because everybody was just sitting and drawing pictures. And after I finished mine, I decided to compare my picture to those of my friends. His picture was better than mine, I admit that, and my picture was probably the worst one. It was a very big problem for me because even then, I always loved to win and hated to lose. And then I told myself, I just literally ate myself, saying that I need to be better. My picture has to be better than his. And then I started drawing several drafts. The second picture I drew was even worse than the first one. I always tried to just act better, only with the thought that I have to do this. Then I drew another picture, and another. All of them didn't work out. My pictures were still worse than my friends. Then I just took the paper and tore it out. I threw away the pen I was using for drawing and sat crying. Crying because of what? Because of the loss. It really was a loss for me. But after a while of just sitting and crying, a genius idea came to my mind. I was using a pen for drawing, while my friend was using a high-quality paints of aquarelle. After that, I started looking at everything more in details, and I learned to compare, making a critical analysis, not a negative thinking. like I'm worse than him. I started to analyze everything and then decided to try the picture one more time. My picture was better than before. You know why? Because I drew with the right thing, with paints. And after that, I started comparing my picture to those of my friends. And you know what? It was better. But still not good enough. I am that kind of person who always tries to be the best. And my picture was better than my friends, but not the best. You see? It really was a global problem for me. And I started comparing my picture to everyone's, and I managed to find, instead of drawing a circle and painting it yellow to illustrate the sun, I was just drawing the quarter of circle. Well, I was not the best painter. And then I started imitating others. I literally started copying them. And you know what? When you steal from one artist, it is stealing. But when you steal from dozens of artists, it is research. Don't try stealing Mona Lisa from Louvre. I'm not talking about that stealing. Just looking at others' works and comparing in order to find common things, differences, and just comparing for learning. And if you do not get the right conclusion from comparing, then you're doing the wrong thing. And then let me talk about competition overall. And now let's find out why winning is more important than participating. The thing is, when you participate and do not win, this automatically means that you are a loser. For me, winning was all, and just taking part for fun, for experience, for making friends, this was not the top goal. The top goal was to win. And I really think that when you try hard in order to win, and you set a victory as a top goal, this will not only lead to your self-improvement, this will also lead to the improvement of the competition quality, because everybody will want to win. And then let me mention the words of Dr. Ian Robertson from the book The Winner Effect. He says there that when you win, when a person wins, their dopamine and other positive effects, they increase. And a person wants to win more after a win, which means a win leads to win, and the opposite thing with the loser effect. How does it work? When you participate and lose, you automatically feel worse than others, and this will make you avoid participation further. So this is why in every competition, even though you're not taking part in sports competitions, some kind of debate championships, whatever you have in your life, just imagine that your life overall is a competition where you can win. This is called the small wins. You can create competition by yourself. And now, if you still think that life is not competition and you should not compare yourself to others, I want to tell you one thing. When you are better than your yesterday's self, it is good. But being better than everyone else, is best. And what is the conclusion? Set winning everywhere as a top goal. Set higher standards. You can be a winner. Thank you.